Hello and welcome to episode 10 of Zero to Hero. Yes, welcome back to episode 10 of Zero to Hero. I'm Wes, and in today's episode we'll be taking on Boston United in the Vanarama National League North and Woking in the FA Trophy. Now, since you were last with me, results have been better. In the last episode you saw me lose to both Tamworth and Bradford Park Avenue 1-0. I then followed that up with a 2-0 win at home in the FA Trophy first round against Southport. Unfortunately, we then followed that up with a 3-2 loss to Spennymoor away from home. Now, Spennymoor were one of those teams in and around us in the relegation zone, and we needed to win that game. Unfortunately, we couldn't quite get the job done, so we had to take a look at how we were playing and the tactic we were using. So we had a change of tactic, and in the next game it paid dividends. We switched to a classic 4-4-2 in the next game, and we managed to draw against Chorley. And that's a Chorley team that were in around 14th place, if I remember rightly, when we played them. So we drew 2-2 against them. We were actually 2-1 up, but they equalised with a penalty in the 77th minute, which was a shame. We then managed to draw again in our next game against Kings Lynn, who were in 4th or 5th when we played them. And we managed to draw that one at home. We were 1-0 down, and Luis Robles managed to score the equaliser in the 43rd minute. Unfortunately, we couldn't quite get a winner in that game. But in the next game, we managed to beat AFC Telford 1-0 away from home. Gilchrist with the goal that won it for us in the 69th minute. Good performances, as you can see from the ratings, from most of the players. We then followed that up with a 0-0 draw in our last game against Southport away from home. Again, one or two players played well in that game. Gilchrist didn't have the best of games, which is why we only came away with a 0-0 draw. So that sees us in 21st place in the Vanarama National League North, on 22 points, 4 points adrift of Spennymoor in 19th. So but things are going in the right direction. We're drawing games rather than losing. And if we can win the odd one and keep drawing, we should be able to lift ourselves out of the relegation zone. I know it doesn't sound very exciting, but unfortunately I'm just doing things to try and get the job done, get us out of that relegation zone, keep us in this league so I can keep this job, and then build on that next season. We have had some more transfer news since you were with us last. I managed to sign Matt Reed, or Rehed, I don't know how you pronounce it. 34-year-old English striker, plays as a target man. Current ability of 4 stars and potential ability of 4 stars. Some impressive stats for this level, even at his age. He has absolutely no pace whatsoever, but his natural fitness is 11, so hopefully we'll be able to keep him fit. He hasn't yet scored for us. He's played 3 games for us now. He's had an average rating of 6.45, which isn't great, but he is still adjusting to life at this level. He has played at this level before with Corby and Eastwood back in 2009, 2010, 2011. But he has got up to the dizzy heights of League 2. Actually has played league football for Mansfield and for Lincoln, albeit not many for Lincoln. He only made 2 appearances last season and only scored 1 goal. But he's an experienced player who we now have a proper target man, and he is our backup really. We also signed Nathan Sharon on a free transfer. He was released by Fleetwood after being on loan at Darlington and Chorley at this level. Last season he made 37 appearances, 1 goal, an average rating of 6.65. He's around that now in the first 4 appearances that he's made for us. Was at Liverpool at one point, so he's a Liverpool Youth Academy reject really. And that's about it with the transfers. So we're looking, like I said, we were playing with a 4-4-2 now, classic 4-4-2, and we have played better. Blackford's been fantastic for us since we switched to this. He's been probably the best player, the player that this has suited the most. We are playing with two very attacking strikers, an advanced forward and a poacher as well, which at times, because they're sometimes our only attacking threat, because our midfield are very defensive minded, which means we're keeping clean sheets, or we're holding on to leads, or not going behind as much when we need it most. We are playing on counter-attacking most of the time, and then during the game, when I feel like we've attacked, well, when we've defended enough, I go on to control or attacking to try and get a winning goal or an equaliser or whatever we need. So this is the starting 11 we're going for with our first match against Boston today at home. We're going with Brooke in goal, Walford, Sharon, Dean and Unsworth at the back, with Blackford, Finney, Withy and Clayton Phillips in midfield, and a front two of Robles and Gilchrist. On the bench we have Wally, Pozo, Kay, Red and Irwin. Like I said, playing on a counter-attacking mentality, structured team shape, with retained possession, shorter passing, close down much more, be more disciplined and higher tempo as the team instructions. I know that they're lacking in match fitness, but we're going to have to go with it anyway. Okay, so here we go against Boston. They're in 14th going into this match, so hopefully we'll be able to either pick up a draw or a win. They are favourites for this match, as we are low down in the table. I mean, as things stand, even a draw for them takes them up to 11th, and a draw for us does nothing, but it means that we're staying in touch with the teams above us. Because as things stand, Kettering and Spennymoor, I don't believe they're playing today. This is a game in hand we have on them. So a win would do us the world of good, because that would put us to just 1 point behind them. And once we get out of the relegation zone, the teams are quite tightly packed above us, so we could quite easily climb the table if we can string a few results together. Like I've said before, we just need to string a few results together and we'll be fine. But not having that momentum, we find it difficult, especially when we're down in the depths of the relegation zone that we are at the moment. Just realised we're not playing a game in hand, we're actually playing first. They're not playing until the Sunday. So even if we do win, we need to win to keep the pressure on them to keep getting results, because they have been getting the results when we haven't. York's still running away with the league at the moment, and they've got a game in hand. They're 7 points clear and got a game in hand on Alfreton. We went in at half time at 0-0. We're about 60 minutes in now, and I think it's about time we're going to be making those changes that I mentioned earlier, where we'll be going on to attacking, because we have got more of the possession. Stay unstructured, we will go on to attacking in 70 minutes in. Gives us a few minutes to have a go at them. About time we made some substitutions. Robles not having a good game at all, so he will make way for Red, and he'll be coming on as a target man on support. Hopefully we'll be able to provide a few chances for Gilchrist. Pozo, he will come on for... Actually, he won't. Luke Wally's going to be coming on for Clayton Phillips. We're going to push Wally and Blackford forward, and hopefully that will mean that we'll be able to get some more chances, more crosses in, because we haven't had a great deal of highlights either to speak of. Hence why I've been rambling on about inane nonsense, trying to fill the void where the highlights should be. I'm going to put us on flexible, and I'm going to change the team instructions. We're going to go more direct passing and pump the ball into the box. We're going to go more expressive, and we'll go on overload for the last 10 minutes. See if that can produce a chance for us. We only need the one chance. We've had 2 shots and 1 on target. This has been a game of very few shots, a very boring game for the people watching. 3 shots between both teams in the entire match. It's ridiculous. Just shows how inept we are at creating chances. Sharon having a very good game. We're going to make our last substitution. We're going to bring on Stephen Irwin for Unsworth because he's not having a very good game. And he will play as a defensive fullback on defend. I know it's not a very attacking substitution, but it's all I've got at the moment. It looks like this is going to be a boring 0-0. We only seem to play well when we're not recording, because at some of those games we had, despite most of them being draws, they were end to end and lots of chances created, and that was just really boring. I didn't expect such a boring game to start the episode. But that leaves us still in 21st on 23 points, still 3 points behind Spennymoor and Kettering. Hopefully they won't get any results in their games to follow on the Wednesday, I think, or whenever it is they're playing. But we've now gone 5 matches in a row without losing, which is good. But we have only won one of those games. But still, we're undefeated in 5. And in the last 3 games the last 2 games we haven't scored at all. But in the 3 games previous to that we have scored at least 1 goal. Okay, here we are ready for our next game against Woking in the FA Trophy. Just the one change. We've put Red in for Gilchrist because he hadn't had the best of games last time out, and I think it's because we've been playing with 2 attacking forwards. So we're going to have Robles play as the poacher and have Red play as the target man on support. Other than that, exactly the same team, and Gilchrist is on the bench instead of Red. So, oh yeah, we're also playing on control rather than counter because we're playing at home. If we go 1-0 down, then we'll probably end up going on attacking anyway rather than counter. But obviously if we're defending loads, I'll try and switch it to counter before we go down. Woking are the favourites, but we've been playing well in the FA Trophy so far, better than we've been playing in the league. So hopefully we'll be able to pick up another win. I'm not overly bothered, like I said before, about the FA Trophy. It's more about the money side of things for the club than me wanting to win a trophy, because I'd rather go out of the FA Trophy early on and stand a chance of staying in the league, but while we're in it we might as well compete. Unsworth plays it forward, can't find anybody. Walford with it now to Finney, to Blackford. Can he cross it in? He can, but can't find anybody. Blackford with the ball again, plays it to Red, can't find him. Blackford with the shot, and he scored. Assist from Clayton Phillips. It was pinging around in there. Blackford picked it up, played it to Red, who couldn't control it. It went back to Clayton Phillips, who hit it straight against their defender. It fell to Blackford, and he put the ball in the back of the net. Like I said, we played a lot better in the FA Trophy than we have in the league. If we could replicate this form in the league, we wouldn't be in the relegation zone. Because if I remember rightly, Woking are in the League Above us. They're in the National League, because I remember playing against Woking with Barrow. Or maybe I'm just remembering it wrong. Maybe we played against them with York, but I'm pretty sure they're in the National League. We've got another highlight. Unsworth plays it forward. Can't find anyone. Looks like we're defending in this highlight. We have defended well of late, and they've just headed straight over. We've been a lot more solid defensively than we have been. I'm pretty sure, I'm going to just check, Woking are in the... They're in the Vanarama National League. And we're beating them. So we're doing well. They've had 4 shots, we've only had 1. And we're playing at home. They've had more possession. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it down onto counter for now. Just so we can absorb some of that pressure and use it to our advantage later in the match. Because fitness definitely isn't an issue for my team. They're as fit as any full-time club, because I believe Woking are a full-time professional club, whereas we're only part-time. And my players are as fit as them, and we don't have a fitness coach. But Robles with the ball to Withy, to Clayton Phillips. He runs forward, crosses it in, can't find anybody. We're creating more and more chances. The highlights, there's more highlights going our way than are going Woking's way, and that is a good sign. I said Blackford's been playing well since we switched to the 4-4-2, and he's proving me right there. Usually they don't. So at half time we're 1-0 up. More of the same, really, hopefully. We've still only had the one shot, and that was the goal. So if we can steal a 1-0 victory here, that would be really good. We're absorbing a lot of pressure by the looks of it, in terms of the stats anyway. But everybody's, well, I say everybody's playing well. Unsworth's on a 6.3, and the attackers aren't playing well. Sharon, after having a fantastic game in the last game, he's not playing well according to the ratings, but so maybe Woking are just being very, very wasteful. Unsworth picks the ball up, plays it back to Brooke. Can Brooke play it forward to... He can't find the target man, and they're just going to come back at us now. Ball over the top, and they've equalised. Surely he was offside. I'm pretty sure he was offside there. Yeah, look, there he is, behind all my defenders. I'm pretty sure he was offside. That's a very dubious goal. And we're going to go back onto control. We're not going to be playing extra time in this match, so if it does finish level, it will go to a replay. And I don't want that, so it's another fixture. And we're 2-1 down. So it looks like we'll be going out of the FA Trophy like we wanted to anyway. The same player scoring the goal, Camera, with both goals. And now Clayton Phillips is injured. That's all we need. Now I'm going to push Unsworth forward into the winger role. And in fact, no. Scratch that. I'm going to bring Wally on, push him forward with Blackford like I did in the last match. But Unsworth is coming off for Steve Irwin again, and neither of the strikers are having a very good game. So Robles is coming off for Gilchrist, and Gilchrist is going to play as the advance forward. Hopefully he'll be able to grab us an equaliser. We are going to go on to attacking, and I'm going to go more direct, more expressive, pump the ball into the box, close down much more, and that's about it. They're trying to build something from the back. A ball over the top, but no one's getting anywhere near that. Brooke collects with ease, plays it out to Dean. Dean plays it forward, trying to find Gilchrist. Red found Gilchrist, but he shoots wide. We're going on overload for the last 10 minutes. Just see if we can grab an equaliser. Like I said, I'm not that bothered about this, but I just don't want you to see us lose both games on an episode. I'm saying that we didn't lose the last game, we drew. We've got 5 minutes of added time, and it looks like a highlight for them unless we can win the ball back and break on them. Come on, not Camera's hat-trick. Good. He shot wide. They have been on fire in terms of shots, and so we were mugging them when we were 1-0 up. So we're out of the FA Trophy. Not too disheartened by that. It just means we can focus on the league now. That old cliche. So we'll have a look, see where we're going to come back. I think we'll be coming back for the York game, because that's going to be interesting, considering they're league leaders and they're my former club. So we'll have a look, see whereabouts that game is in the schedule. We don't play them till nearly the end of the season. Quite a lot of games in that. I think maybe we might come back before. If we come back for the... No, we will. We'll go right the way through till April. We'll play the York game and then we'll see where we are, because hopefully by that time we'll be out of the relegations. Because if we do get relegated, then I'm going to be sacked, because the league below is not a playable league on this game. So it's either save them for relegation or find another job at the end of the season, which I don't particularly want to do, because that'll be 4 clubs in 3 seasons, or 2 seasons. No, it'll be 3 seasons, because we're already on club number 3. This is season 2, and we're on the running, really, because we're over halfway through. I missed a lot of the season through being unemployed, because I lost my job around about beginning to middle of September, and then I didn't find another job till nearly November. So I missed out on 2 months worth of football, nearly 3 months worth of football, because this is where I Solihull Moors game. So yeah, nearly it was 2 months, maybe 2.5 months of football that I missed out on, and I haven't actually managed a team through those months yet because I was already sacked by York at that point, and then didn't get the Barrow job until around October. So I'm yet to manage a team all the way through September. Make of that what you will. But yeah, we're going to be coming back for the York game, and then we'll play the York and Stalybridge game, see whereabouts we are, and we'll see about playing the last 2 games of the season in the next episode. If you like that, please give it a big thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel for more FM18 videos, and thank you very much for watching.